Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I'm sitting here at the Florida airport. They delayed our flight a little bit, so I figured to kill some time, I'll knock out some of these videos that I plan on doing once I got to New York. But just talking more about, Joe Smith Jr., Beterbiev. It is fight week, so we're gonna cover it in as many different ways as possible here on True School Sports, along with maybe even a few interviews if we can finesse that. But anyway, I wanted to talk about Joe Smith Jr., right? Because I truly believe that when we talk about his professional experience, I'm not talking about like amateur experience, but in terms of like professional experience, there's no fighter that Beterbiev has fought that I believe has more professional experience than Joe Smith. I would say Joe Smith Jr. is the most experienced opponent in the pro ranks that Beterbiev has ever fought. Now, obviously, you have Alexander Vazdik, who, as an amateur, has a boatload of experience, but he didn't really have. He had experience, but not the kind of experience Joe Smith has. Joe Smith Jr. has experienced a lot in his professional career, from like being a 30-1 underdog to being the guy that was handpicked, to being the guy that was the contender, to losing close fights, winning close fights, winning a world title, being the heavy favorite. He's pretty much experienced every spectrum of boxing there is to experience. And he's fought his way towards being a top contender and now a world champion, you know what I'm saying? And he's improved a lot over the years. And I think people are doing themselves a big disservice writing him off. You can think Beterbiev's gonna win, but to write him off when he has the experience he has, he's fought guys like Hopkins, Fonfara, Elia Alvarez, Blazov, Bivol, Barrera, and the list goes on and on and on. So it's like, you can't buy experience. You can buy a lot of things in life. You can buy money. You can buy, nice sneakers. You can buy a nice shirt. You can buy nice glasses. A lot of things, but you can't buy experience, and that's the one thing that I feel like Joe has gotten in spades so far as like his professional experience. And I would venture to say I would actually value the professional experience of a Joe Smith Jr. as a pro more so than the amateur experience of a Vazdik. And normally, a lot of times people wouldn't say that kind of thing, but when you're a guy like him who came up the way he did, I think it's invaluable. You can't even put a price on it, because he's, like I said, he's experienced the highs of the boxing, the lows of boxing. He's been the huge underdog. He's been the huge favorite. He's won in both scenarios. He's lost close fights. He's won in big fights. So it's like, makes him a dangerous guy. And the fact that he's a guy, Smith, he's a guy that's willing to hold his ground. He's willing to. He's got a very long right hand. When we saw in the Vazdik fight, right? If you go back and you watch the Vazdik fight, Vazdik was able to land that right hand quite a few times on Beterbiev. Beterbiev isn't exactly Pernell Whitaker. He's not Floyd. He's not a bad defensive fighter, but he's not like a great defensive fighter either. He's a guy that goes in there to seek and destroy. He's a boxer savage, so he's gonna be in there to be hit. Joe's gonna have his opportunities, and I just feel like people are being very foolish, underestimating Joe Smith Jr. But underestimate him at your own peril, because this is a guy that has won a fight. A lot of these fighters who win fights as 4-1 underdogs, 7-1 underdogs, this guy won a fight as a 30-1 underdog. So this guy knows how to be in the underdog role, and not just be in it and talk a good game, but actually like succeed and thrive as an underdog. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, great, just a great matchup. I think another thing that Smith's done very well over the years as well is he's improved his boxing. He's improved those more like nuanced skills of the sport. So he's no longer the guy that he was when he fought Fonfara or Hopkins or any of those guys. He's not, he's a guy that maintains his balance pretty good. His punches are very sharp. They're compact. And when you factor in the work rate that he brings to the table, that makes him even a more dangerous fighter. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important for Beterbiev, especially in the early rounds, to establish that jab, try to eliminate the ring rust as much as possible, and don't get hit. Because if he lets Smith get into this fight and he lets Smith start landing that long right hand he's got, he's going to be in a world of trouble. And people might look up come Saturday night and they may see the common man, the dude from Union 66, the guy that nobody's ever given a chance to do anything. They might look at him and see him with 3 belts on his shoulders as one of the stars of boxing if he knocks out Beterbiev. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But that's just my little my little thoughts on the Smith side of things. You know, he is the most experienced professional as far as professional fighting goes that Beterbiev has ever fought, and I think because of that, you're gonna get a guy who's a lot more stubborn-minded on the inside, a guy that's more willing to hold his ground if things get hot. Now, it may still go bad for him because Beterbiev is a menace on the inside, but he's more willing to hold his ground on the inside more so than, like, you know, Vosdick or even some of the guys that were more talented than Joe Smith. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm gonna sit here and wait for my fight to get here and kill some more time. But like I say in every single one of these videos, you guys can subscribe. You know, we're on the road to 50,000 subscribers. So like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dang It. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. You know, True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, you know, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.